So unless the president starts to look at change as a systemic problem, to put people who are qualified in all the major sectors of the economy, the major sectors of the government, then nothing is going to change.